How do you handle a negative end of year review or appraisal? In this video, I'm going to give you 6 things to consider. My name's Vince. I work with businesses to develop effective leadership and management. So the first thing, make sure that there are no shocks in this conversation. We shouldn't be waiting a whole year or even a quarter to provide feedback to someone. That should be happening continually throughout the year through guidance and coaching and feedback conversations. Number 2, even if it is somewhat still a negative conversation, maybe they're underperforming regularly, there are still positives about what they're doing. There are still strengths that they bring. They still provide value to the team, and we should be talking about that as well. Number 3, as a manager, you should have clear and helpful examples of the metrics that are not being met and what it looks like to meet those metrics effectively, but making sure that your language is tactful. So rather than saying something like, you've missed loads of deadlines throughout this past quarter, you could say something like, I've noticed 3 deadlines have been missed. So be accurate in your appraisal. Number 4, you need to make sure that you listen just as much, if not more, than you're talking. An appraisal or end of year review is not one directional conversation. It's not a monologue from the manager. It is a discussion and an exploration of how we can improve things. Number 5, if the conversation isn't around metrics, but more about a trait that you want to see more of or less of, you need to break that down into very clear behaviors that you want to see or not see within their role. So rather than saying something generic like, we need you to be more proactive, well, what does that mean for that person in this role? And finally, number 6, make sure that as a manager, you go into these conversations with pragmatic optimism. Be realistic about where the person is, but always in an optimistic mindset. You are hopeful that this can change, and this conversation is around collaborating together to ensure that that happens. I hope this helps.